Hey, good morning, folks. Happy Friday. A handful of things today. One is white noise and making the space less quiet. Second is I want to talk about velocities, and then the third one is talking about part of our plan for a focus on cybersecurity. First, white noise. I think everybody knows that when you walk into the mill, especially now during COVID, where there's less people and less energy and activity, it's very, very quiet here. And so, with Rachel being on board now, she's been on board for about 45 days. I've asked her to figure out how to make the space a little bit more welcoming, make sure that there's some white noise in the building, that new members feel more welcome whenever they come in. It's easy for them to figure out exactly where to go. That folks understand the culture here, that they know it's okay to take phone calls on the floor. So we're going to be experimenting with that. We actually, specific to white noise, we actually tried this maybe about a year or so ago, and we have Sonos, and so we hooked them up in the kitchen. And some of the feedback we got was, hey, if I wanted to have background noise, I would just work in a coffee shop. And so we immediately took them down based upon that feedback. And I think what we're going to do this time is maybe just try to get used to it, see how everybody feels about it over a short period of time. Some of the consistent feedback we've gotten over the last 1 or 2 years has been, hey, it's too quiet. And so while I want to balance the needs of folks who don't want to work in a coffee shop, I also want to make sure that a majority of the folks feel welcome as well. And I think, I think Rachel will figure out what the right balance is with making folks feel welcome and white noise, and how do we make new members or how to orientate them to the space a little quicker and faster and deeper into our community. Second is velocities. We actually have some swag now. So we have some t-shirts, we have pint glasses, coffee mugs, we've got stickers. So I want to do a velocities giveaway. So if we have two types of shirts, they're both really soft shirts. So they're the next level shirts. So they're super soft. It's kind of like the one I'm wearing right now. Obviously this is Ziptility, but in terms of kind of the softness, um, that's what they feel like. So one is green and one is gray. And so ping me with your size, and you get one of those. And if you want one of each, let me know what your favorite episode of The Americans is. That's probably my favorite show. So let me know. Just ping me, email, text, DM over Slack, whatever. And then the last thing I want to talk about today is our focus on cybersecurity. And so I think I've talked about this previously, where I think cybersecurity is going to be a really big area of Bloomington going forward. It's an emerging area for the globe. It's growing really quickly. More and more companies, especially governments, are putting dollars into products and services. There's a huge number of unfilled positions right now, and Bloomington is really poised to take advantage of all this. We have a handful of cybersecurity companies here already, and Bloomington is actually right in the middle of this cybersecurity corridor going from Crane, 30 miles south of us. They have a lot of, obviously, cybersecurity expertise and needs, being a naval warfare base, the world's third largest naval warfare base. And then going all the way from Crane to here in Bloomington, we've got IU with a cybersecurity curriculum there. And we have Ivy Tech, who has an 11 or maybe 10-month cybersecurity certificate program, where folks, after they complete that program, they can get a job of anywhere $60,000 to $75,000 a year in cybersecurity, and then kind of continuing east is Muscatatuck, and so this is a literal city that exists about an hour 15 minutes away from here. that is used to be an actual city for the mentally handicapped, and after it was closed by the state of Indiana a handful of years ago, actually more than a handful of years ago, it is turned into basically a city where folks can practice cybersecurity, where there's a utilities building that can get flooded, and people have to figure out how to deal with that. There is bridges that catch on fire. There is stoplights where people can try to hack into, and others can try to prevent that hacking. And so that's literally the only city like it in the world. So all that leads me up to we want to form an advisory committee to be able to help the mill better understand all the needs and wants of cybersecurity companies, to help them figure out, or to help support them better. And so we want to have a group of folks that basically act as our focus group. So to figure all this stuff out. So we'd meet maybe on a quarterly basis. We would have folks from cybersecurity firms. We would have folks probably from the military and the government. We would probably have folks from academia in there as well. And so we want to form this advisory committee to help support these companies, to help attract more cybersecurity companies here, how to recruit for them, et cetera, et cetera. And we need a name for this advisory committee. I don't want to call it the Mill Cybersecurity Advisory Committee. I'd like for there to be maybe a logo and a brand around it, so that it becomes something that we can really point to as a real asset for so the cybersecurity companies really know they're being supported here. So the BEDC calls their advisory boards for technology the Bloomington Technology Partnership. They call their advisory board for the Life Sciences Partnership the Bloomington Life Sciences Partnership. So maybe something around, I would love suggestions on the name, maybe including Bloomington, maybe not. Cybersecurity is kind of a tongue twister, as you could see me just kind of mucking it up there a few seconds ago. So maybe cybersecurity is in the name or not, but it needs to be kind of descriptive of obviously what we're trying to do with this committee. We don't want it to feel. We want it to feel kind of progressive and forward thinking. We don't want it to feel like governmental or academia or academic, like, even though those folks will be on the committee. So nothing like the Bloomington Cybersecurity Alliance, right? That feels kind of old school. That may be descriptive, but feels a little old. So, excuse me, that's my Starbucks this morning. We're trying to figure out what this name is. We would love suggestions from everybody. That's how we, the kind of reaching out to the community is how we figured out the name for our podcast, Like a Glove. It's how we figured out the name for our ice festival, Freeze Fest. And so we're going back to the community again to figure out the name for this. And that's it for this week. I will see you next week. Have a great weekend. Bye.